Welcome back. If you are just joining us, you're on to your favorite program, Democracy and the Rule of Law. So, as we are discussing, we'll just take your last word on this topic before we look at the Lagos State House of Assembly issue.
On the River State, the allocation that was stopped by the Supreme Court, of course, it is valid. The government of River State must comply, but it is better and neater because we are talking of governance. We are talking of the lives of people, not just an individual. And some people will suffer irreparable damages if the allocations are not, released to them. Because part of that allocation goes to the health care. There are people in the emergency ward that if some things are not provided, they may die.
Even to the judiciary, River State.
Yes, it covers all the areas. So it would have been better that the issue of the defection is treated first and done away with, so that we know who is actually a member of the house and who is not a member. And it's also good that the people that are behind this political crisis in River State should be addressed, that they should allow the state to be. We know that some individuals are doing this for their personal interest, not in the interest of the state. Because how to explain what is going on in River State? When, some people are trying to frustrate the governor. If there were attempts in the past to impeach him, it did not hold. It is better that those people that claim that the kickmakers in Rivers, that whatever they want must be done, even to the extent of trying to frustrate and castrate the governor and everything there, should allow the governors, because it has to do with the welfare of the people of River State, not just the governor. They should allow that state to be.
Yes.
Let their allocation be released. Let the Supreme Court review its position. Of course, the judgment in the education thing is coming up very soon. Let it be done. And then let them know that, and let that state be allowed, because a lot of things have happened. Even an explosion took place in the River State House of Assembly complex, and even they had to demolish the building and rebuild and so on, and a lot of things, which is not good for our democracy. It's not good for rule of law. We envisage a situation whereby Nigeria will be advancing in its democratic journey. It must not be stagnant. It must not go back. And like the Supreme Court had to say in our major and the INEC case, that the Supreme Court, being a policy court, will be out there to ensure that there are substantial justice. And they will not allow any individual, no matter how placed, to hijack political power or frustrate the efforts of anybody or group of persons. And that those that gang up against Amechi to rob him of his decision will not be allowed to do so, because that will be injustice. And they are there to make that justice. So in the same way, let the Supreme Court come out and bring out what is justice for the interest of the people of River State and the interest of this nation as a whole. And then the issue of the nullification of local government election. Now, since the local government election was nullified, the governor may have to, in interim, appoint caretaker committee. Of course, I know that by the judgment of the Supreme Court in the age of the Federation and the age of the other states, to the fact that where there's a caretaker committee, the allocation to the local government council will not be released until there's a properly elected council chairman. But because government cannot operate in vacuum, there can never be a vacuum in government. So there should be caretaker for now. Then in the next couple of weeks, let another election be conducted, and then let that state move forward.
I think the best thing to do at this instance is for the leaders of River State to come together and find political solution to what is going on in River State. The legal solutions that are looking for will plunge River State into deeper crisis than they can ever envisage. So it is better for them to come together and look for political solutions so that River State can be at peace.
All right, thank you very much.
Made attempts at
We'll look at the Lagos State House of Assembly leadership crisis. Of course, we have been the news has been everywhere. The Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, Honorable Mudashiru, was impeached while he wasn't around. He has come back. He has purported to have resumed his seat. He has taken over his position back, and he presided last week with about 4 members. Of course, there is something important about 4 members, since 4 members are usually the recalcitrant one. So the situation we are having in River State now might also have it in Lagos State.
No, I don't think it might happen in Lagos.
Well, it's already happening because they are presiding with 4 members only. And we have 2 speakers right now. We have Honorable Miranda,
yes,
and we have the Obasa. So
you see, Section 92. Subsection 2C of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, states the procedure for the removal of the Speaker of the House of Assembly. It says that the Speaker of the House, the seat of the Speaker of the House of Assembly shall be vacant if the resolution of 2/3 majority of the members of the House of Assembly removing him is taken. And so what we should look at now is, was that complied with in the Lagos State House of Assembly? If it was not complied with, what is the solution? Is the solution forcefully taking over the seat or going to court?
they have balance to court.
And the funny thing
They have balance to court.
He has already taken the matter to court.
He came back that the court will not help him.
The matter is before Honorable Justice Pinero.
Yeah, he came back.
Of the High Court of Lagos State Ikeja here.
Yes.
And then he still went back to sit in. So what he is doing is self-help. I can assure you that he cannot succeed. He was properly removed. Let the court, I'm not going to pronounce on it that he was properly removed. Let me say that. Let the court pronounce on it that he was not proper before he can now come back to take over. As it is now, he was properly removed. Let him wait for the decision of the court. He cannot superimpose himself on the people of the House of Assembly, members of the House of Assembly. He cannot. You can see the minority number of people that are in his support, and he's saying that he has resumed office to sit over. Lagos is not like any other state that he can just manipulate and decide.
Yeah, but he refused to vacate his official residence. He was even in his office. He refused to vacate and he has his office.
Don't worry. That is why they are in court. Before you know it, the things will take shape. I don't see the Rivers State House of Assembly situation playing out in Lagos State.
All right,
yes, I think what is happening in Lagos is something that ought to be properly addressed. And how do we look at it? One, the Constitution in Section 92, subsection 1C, say that if the Speaker is removed from office by the resolution of Assembly by the votes of not less than 2/3 majority of the members of the House, he loses his position as the Speaker. Now, there was a resolution passed by more than 2/3 of the members of the Rivers State House of Assembly that removed the former Speaker, Obasa, as the Speaker of the House of Assembly of Lagos State. And in his place, Abu Miranda was elected as Speaker of the House of Assembly of Lagos State. Now, when Obasa came in, he alleged that his removal was unconstitutional because the House was on recess when he was purportedly removed. And because the House was on recess, the resolution was invalid. And then he decided to approach the court. And we know that over time, once the members of the House have taken a decision, that decision is not to be interfered with by the court, except there are things that they did that are not in compliance with the rules of the house. Otherwise, the house is sovereign in his own dealings, his own proceedings. You cannot go to court, maybe participated in a thing in the house and you didn't get what you wanted. The court will say, no, go back. Let the house is treated because it's the internal affair of the house.
All right.
And to that same extent, since Obasa was removed and he has gone to court, let the courts decide if there was no compliance with the rules of the house. Otherwise, it is the house that regulates its own proceedings.
All right. I think at this juncture, because we are almost out of time, but yes, I think it's important that we'll speak to the integrity of the judiciary, because we'll see this issue happening everywhere, that even lawyers are confused as to what the judiciary is saying in some instances, which obviously doesn't happen before. And we are seeing people taking more of self-help now because all of these issues. We have seen Obasa taking self-help. Of course, it's condemnable, but it's as a result of loss of confidence in the judiciary that will make somebody want to disobey lawful court orders, that will make somebody who have even taken his matter to court to come back and say, it seems that I will not get what I want fast here. Let me use self-help. So I think some of these things as lawyers, maybe your forums should talk about these things and also try to restore the confidence of the masses on the judiciary, because we hear what the people say out there. So it's important. So we'll take your last words in 30 seconds because we're almost out of time. I have less than a minute to go.
Lagos State is better that since the removed speaker had gone to the court, let him allow the court to decide.
All right.
To avoid crisis in the house.
Yeah, Mr. Mike, let's take your words.
Very well, on the road in the judiciary, it is important for us in the justice delivery sector of Nigeria to come together and see, can we make the people to have the confidence they used to have in the judiciary before now back, because it is very difficult for somebody to sit down and analyze what is happening even in the Supreme Court and then relating it to what is happening in real estate. And you will start to think, is it possible for somebody to make that kind of pronouncement and expect the people to have confidence or comply and have confidence in the judiciary? So it's a matter of people coming together to think of how they can bring back the confidence that we used to have in the judiciary, as when the Oputas and the shores of this world were in the Supreme Court.
All right. Thank you very much for gracing the show this evening. It was insightful and enlightening discussion. This is where I will draw the curtain on today's edition of Democracy and the Rule of Law. Let us same time next week, and do well to follow us on all our social media pages.